Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Adventures in Arcane Space. Once again, I am your Dungeon Master, AuldDragon, and the players are...
Hi, I'm David Big Mac Shepherd. I play Braxon Miacc, who's a human from Recab's Wedge.
Hi everyone, I'm Dakami-sama and I play Solas Ebha, who is Half-Elven Cleric Mage of Ogma.
Hey guys, I'm Ockar, human paladin from Brawl, played by James.
Hello, everyone. I'm Salem Motor. I play Finnel'ar Mohani, a druid from Grayspace.
Hey there, I'm Zach I play the character of Lafdul, Moonglade, an elven specialty priest and thief multiclass from Realm Space. And his gimmick is coming up with fun titles as part of being a Mischiefmaker, so his current title is the Astute Ancient Apparition Annihilator. I wanted to go with something Gaelic originally, and I was looking at the pronunciations, I was like, oh my lord. But I will give it a chat to see if I want to know what I was going to come up with. That was the other one I was thinking about.
I mean, you haven't annihilated the apparition yet, so I mean, that feels like you're selling yourself a little
Lafdul's
bit
keen.
here.
I mean, Lafdul is like a used car salesman with that title.
Wow.
Alright, so, for viewers who wish to influence the game, you can donate 500 bits, and that will get a player, or myself, the Dungeon Master, a reroll that they can choose to use to, before they make a roll, to get 2 rolls and choose the best one. Or the worst one. They can choose the worst one if they want. It's okay. I let them make that choice. And no, Leva is out this week. She said that there's a slight chance she might be able to join us later. I'm kind of guessing that probably won't happen, but in case she does pop in. And the... Someone about to say something? No, alright. The current number of rerolls available to the party. Braxon has 1, Finn has 2, Ockar has 1, Lafdul has 1, Leva has 3, which she's not going to be able to make use of, and Solas has 0. I, the Dungeon Master, have 1, which is not enough. You guys should give me more.
I have a technical question to ask.
All right.
I'm not sure what side of the ship we docked with the ship, so I'm thinking if Braxon tries to turn that thing, is he going to be pushing it towards our ship or away from our ship?
Well, let me go ahead and do a quick recap for everyone. And Anghammarand has given a reroll for Solas there.
Oh, thank you, Anghammarand.
So I'm assuming that you're docked on the port side.
Oh yeah, because that's standard, isn't it?
I don't know. That's just what I was where my assumption.
Well, you have on an old ship, you have the rudder on the starboard side.
Yeah, it's not so much of an
Which
issue.
Why yeah.
Like facing forward, Lafdul, yes. Port is on the left side of the ship when you're facing forward. Starboard is the right side. So your ship's starboard, this ship's port.
Oh right, okay.
So over here.
Okay.
Docked here.
We're docked there.
Yep.
Right, okay. So yeah, so like if I push this, where's my arrow?
In theory, if it went through the ship, then it would just go through the ship.
No, I'm just it's not good.
You, to a certain extent, you can't really tell where you will turn things unless it's super
Yeah, I'm
obvious.
just thinking it could go like that way if I try and turn it. Unless I jump on our ship and try and...
It could also just return below decks.
It could do, but I don't want to risk forcing the thing into our crew where it will, like, eat loads of our crew.
Well, let's go ahead and get some rolls. I'm just going to So we've got
Oh,
a
it's coming up.
Schrodinger's Leva. Leva is both there and not there. In that she will remember what happens, but she's not going to participate. So
Okay. So it's coming up the stairs, isn't it?
yes, it's coming. It was coming up the
Okay.
stairs behind you. You
Right.
basically whirled around to see it just clawing out at you right now.
All right then. I think I will try to pull out my undead turning thing and try and push it back down the stairs in.
Okay.
Because that seems to be the safest thing. Then we can fight it downstairs if we need to fight it, or we can push it downstairs and cut the ropes and get lost.
So everyone, go ahead and roll for initiative.
Am I doing like a +3 initiative for that?
Yes, to use that item, it's +3.
Can you turn undead in phlogiston?
I wasn't going to comment and let him find out.
Yeah. Well,
Yes, you can.
This is a find out thing.
Yes,
Can
you
you?
can. Yes, you can.
I was wondering
your-
if...
yeah, no, your power, like, turning undead is a power basically invested in you as a priest, and that is a magic item that has that invested. And give me a second to look up the initiative modifier for you, Lafdul.
Right.
If I can figure out which one of these things it's on.
I got my little sheet. That you let me make.
+1.
Really?
Rods are +1.
Oh, wow. What was that roll anyway? Or did I...
Yeah, so it's 3. Put yourself in as 3.
Come on. I think I got quite a high number.
Oh, right, initiative.
Yep.
Do we roll weapon initiative?
For whatever action you're doing. You heard a scream behind you as this apparition comes flying up the stairs at Braxon.
Oh, hang on.
Alright, let's go ahead and sort that.
Roll20's going a bit funny on me. Let me try flipping to another tab and back.
What do you mean it's going a bit funny on you?
My little window for the amulet versus undead will not unclick. Right, got it.
Alright. Lafdul, you're up first.
Oh, I am?
Yep.
Hey, my title might be appropriate today. So Lafdul reaches for his toy that he was given, much to Solas's dismay. He's not sure about the line of sight of it, but I'm going to try and angle it, and I point it around Braxon, but I tried to point it at the Spectre if I can. Do I need to reposition? I think I
no,
need
you
to
can
reposition?
see enough of it.
Alright, then I point at it and I say Cadric down, and I'm going for the greater sunlight power.
Okay. Give me just a second.
I know, well, I think I thought shades and the like that they don't like light enough, so I'm just hedging my bets on this.
Yeah, it's a pretty common assumption that non-corporeal
Most
undead, and most undead in general, are not a big fan of sunlight. Either they flee from it or it destroys them, kind of thing. Like that's, but you don't know the details. You don't know, that kind of thing. And
Depending on what this thing is, Braxon might be able to turn it.
Did
or
you use
not.
a sunlight version on this rod, Solas? Because you used it in the room, didn't you?
Oh, with the chain lightning.
No, you used didn't you have to light up that room? to make it all bright.
That was specifically the place itself activating.
Oh, it did it on its own. I thought you had to.
Now, only time I used the command word really was when I activated the things and when I used the chain lightning.
Okay. Let's see. So, Braxon, I need a saving throw versus spell.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Braxon, you might be in the way. It's probably better than it hitting you.
Yes. Okay. Saving throw versus spell. I'm not going to use my re-roll on it because I want to save my
Sure.
re-roll for the turning check. So hopefully I don't get. Oh, there we go. Right. Hang on. Am I getting any pluses?
Are you wearing anything in particular? Armor does not help.
Oh, I got that new ring of protection.
Okay, I'll
And
take that
your
into
cloak.
And a cloak, yeah. So I'm not sure whether they work yet.
Yeah.
they might
So
be
I will take that
cursed.
into account.
All right. So I'll
And
just
your
do.
boots.
I'll just do the roll. Hang on, which has now disappeared. Where's it gone? I'll just do the roll, and then I'll have a look at my character sheet and see when I'm supposed to get that. I'm not sure where
that's
that
going to be a failure. So a
Oops.
bright burst of dazzling light appears right in front of you, like you just looked directly at a sun from the surface of a planet. So you will be blinded, Braxon, for 1 round.
Okay.
And Lafdul, give me 8d6, please.
Ooh, nice. Oh wow, those ones and twos.
Yeah, that's a lot of 1s and 2s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Braxton get a suntan from this?
No,
Christ, dude.
no, you do not. All right, that
It's like you
is-
get all the negatives of getting a suntan, you get the blinding light, but none of the benefits.
All right, so this bright burst of light dazzles Braxton's eyes. Those of you further away, you are not like it's bright, it's dazzling, but it doesn't actually blind you. But you do see the this apparition recoil in pain and horror from that light.
Do I have to maintain it, or is this? Is it
No,
just
no,
one
it's
and
like
done?
it's an instant. It's just like this
No.
brilliant flash of light bursts forth, and it seems to be blinded as well, actually. All right, so Braxton, you're up next.
Okay, so Braxton's going to attempt to turn this thing based on where he thinks it was
Yes.
before the big flash went. So I'm assuming they'll get some sort of penalty to that. But I'm also
it hasn't
want to
really
use
moved.
my reroll.
It hasn't really moved, so you're basically like
Cool, but Braxton doesn't know.
Yeah.
All
Alright.
right. You
You're
can't see.
both blind.
So I'd like to use my reroll, please.
Okay.
So I'll do 2d20, and then we'll sort out the d20, and then we'll sort out. Now
High
the
good or low
amulet,
good?
the amulet acts as a 6th level cleric.
Yes, it does. So you want the higher number? The 19?
Yeah, please. Which might work on it. Unless it's a ghost, in which case I'm screwed.
Okay.
But won't know.
Well, there is only one creature, so there's no point in rolling for number affected.
Yeah.
Its turn is next. Solas, you were acting at the same time. What was your plan?
Mm-hmm. I was also turning.
Okay. Let me see if that's actually going to do anything here. What level are you again?
9th.
He might be able to destroy it.
So the this apparition disappears down below decks. Turns and flees down back away from you. So there's no target for your turning anymore, Solas, because Braxon succeeded.
Does that mean he doesn't lose his turning attempt?
The creature's turned, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's not like it's a... He can only try it once per combat against the same enemies, but it doesn't really matter in this case. Finn.
Well, Finn was going to go try out his new mace on it, but it ran away.
Okay. Do you want to leave it down there, or do you want to head after it, or anything like that?
Well, we're done on this ship, aren't we?
Do we have any treasure still downstairs?
We took the 3 items. No, we haven't dismounted the helm. Series helms.
Well, in that case, I will pursue it then.
Solas would also argue that if we leave it, it just might endanger other later passerbys and maybe even create more undead.
True. So, all right, Finn will give chase down the stairs.
Okay, there you go.
Let's see. So I don't see it immediately. I think I can move probably about that far. Would be my guess.
Let's see. You're unencumbered?
Yep.
You got about 30 more feet.
Oh, well. But I have no idea where it went. So, whoops. There we go. Oh, I think I caught sight of it, but that might have been the limit of that 30 feet there.
Yeah, I think so. Well, actually, let's see. You were... No, you only went about 20 feet.
Okay, well. So I can move 2 more squares, which puts me right to the door.
Yeah, you will not be able to hit it, though.
Yep. So I'll just wait there.
Okay. Ockar?
I'm going after it.
All right. So
I guess I'm...
you can basically get behind Finn.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll drag you over there. There you go.
And yeah, get to there.
Okay. Next round initiative.
And Braxton's getting his eyesight back, is he?
You're still blind for this round.
For this round? Okay.
Yeah, next round you will.
I guess he'll...
Can I move in an attempt to increase my armor class via tumbling?
Yeah, you can tumble while moving.
Because I am assuming I'm not going to be able to parry. I mean, it's a mechanic just to increase your armor class if you're fighting defensively, but I think tumbling makes more sense.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the parry thing doesn't really, like, it includes trying to dodge blows, it includes blocking them, and if you've got a magic weapon, you can block a, or a magic shield or something like that. You can still block an attack from a spectral creature.
Oh, alright. I will...
So it's up to you.
I will reposition. Well, my intention is to reposition and fight defensively to give myself an armor class bonus because I assume that I'm going to be a target after what I did to it.
Okay.
Yeah, is it what I do for fighting defensively?
You just set yourself to 3, and if you want to move a little bit, you can. You can't move a whole lot if you're doing that, but also keep in mind that you're blinded, so you're taking an armor class penalty and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. All right. So Braxton's going to get his magic rod ready, but he's not going to fight with it. He's just going to wait till he gets his eyesight back.
Okay. All right. Anyone still need to roll initiative?
All right. I forgot that we had to keep doing that.
Solas, did you roll?
Yeah.
Okay, you got the same number?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you're up first, Solas.
Solas floats to Braxon and says to Braxon, "Let me lead you after it," and basically takes hold of Braxon or grabs Braxon and starts to lead him downstairs.
All right.
Guide him basically carefully downstairs, and while saying that the rest of the party went after it.
Yeah, well, I'm on 13, so would that pull you down to 13?
I'm just going to be taking you downstairs, so I'm not caring too much of getting quite that far.
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
cool.
you're both basically moving, right? Like, that's
Yeah.
it? Alright, so there you go.
Yeah, I would basically lead Braxon to about here.
Alright, so you can reposition on Braxton's turn, and Solas, you can move at that point, too. Alright, Ockar?
Yeah.
I'm going to move in, and I'm going to stab it with my spear.
Okay, move as close to the wall as you can so you give Finn some more space.
Like there?
Yep.
I don't have anything like bless or anything on me, right?
Nope.
Okay, I'm just making sure I'm step. Yeah. Right. Okay.
And, like, it's already beginning to turn to face you. It's pretty clear that by entering this room, you've broken the
Medium size?
the turning. Yeah, it's medium.
Yeah, I suppose Braxton's broken the turning because he's been led down the stairs.
All right. 12 points of damage. Well, I mean,
Also not actively turning.
Yeah.
The maintenance of the turn is generally for things that I mean, things that flee, and they flee for a certain period of time unless they get cornered. So
That's true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas skeletons and zombies, they basically just deactivate and stand aside. And at that point, you need to maintain turning until you get past them, kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right, Lafdul.
He's going down, I'm guessing, nearly in front of Braxon and Solas, I guess.
Right.
We would let you go first.
Yeah, of course you would. Lafdul's fighting defensively, so I don't know how far I could get anyway, so
Not too far.
movement-wise, I'll try not to block the corridor, but I guess I am at the
You
same
could probably
time.
get up to that door.
Yeah, right there.
Yep. All right. So the Spectre turns and tries to swipe at you, Ockar.
Oh, Spectre.
I guess I shouldn't have said that, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I mean,
It's not
I
a
knew
big
what it
deal.
was out game, but
April
he
Fools.
just confirmed it.
I mean, anyone who's looked through the
yeah.
the Monstrous Manual would recognize the artwork that I use. So. All right, and it misses you, Ockar. All right, so Braxon and Solas, you can reposition where you want.
I'm seeing black at the moment. I might be on the wrong layer or something.
would,
No, you
Hang
see
on.
black there?
Oh yeah, no, sorry, I can see me now.
Yeah.
Right.
I would drag Braxon to about there.
Was it swinging blindly,
guide
or
him.
was it swinging like it saw you?
Oh, it
Right.
swung blindly.
So I would, yeah. So I
Yeah,
would
you would be.
appear about here.
That's
Yeah.
fine. You can. That's fine. Finn, your turn.
Oh.
Step in and swing your mace. You might be muted.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Also clicking in the wrong place. There we go. So yeah, I'm hitting it with the mace.
All right.
Well, attempting to. And I get. So this is actually undead, so I get +5.
Yes, you do. And your Thaco is 16.
Yep.
That's going to be a hit.
All right. And 1d6 + 1 is the normal damage. So 1d6 + 6.
All right. You swing that mace. Were you proficient in that, or did you gain?
Yeah,
Oh.
I just got proficiency in it. We did
couldn't-
all that training on the trip.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if you'd gotten the proficiency slot or we're still working on it.
Yeah. Yeah, you said
Sorry.
that.
Okay, so you swing the mace with your new skill. It strikes this apparition, and with a chilling scream, it kind of like disintegrates and is torn apart. The wispy, incorporeal nature of it is torn apart with your swing, and it is
I
gone.
guess it works pretty well.
Mhm.
Yes, indeed. All right. So the
Okay, so back to looting the ship.
ship is now quiet. You guys like catch your breath and listen to see if you hear anything else, any other moans or anything like that. But you do not. You hear nothing. So what do you guys want to do?
Do
I
not
think we
serious
should-
helms.
I think we should get out of here. After we get
I
this helm
think-
out.
Yeah, I think the helm was the last thing we needed.
Okay. Actually, you know what? I think Braxon was carrying one. I think I'd
Yeah,
forgotten.
no, wait, we
I
were
think-
carrying the helm, so we were
Yeah,
already on our
yeah.
way out.
right.
Yeah.
No, I just
leaving.
realized that I should have taken that into consideration for your turn, but it's okay, it's fine. All right, so you guys quickly head back to the ship, pick up the helms that were dropped, and make it back over.
We also refreshed the ammunition, so whoever handles that on the ship sheets might want to check that they are refreshed.
How much ammo did we get?
It was 7, wasn't it? I want that
Oh,
one.
sorry, hang on. I think it was 6 catapult shots and 6 ballista bolts.
That's
I've
fine.
got written down. I've written down 3 fish. Oh yeah, we caught 3 fish.
We ate the fish.
And that got
Yeah,
added to your food supplies
Yeah.
already. All right.
well, Braxon's going to make sure our Hularat is okay, and ask if Hularat can hear anything, which I'm assuming he couldn't.
No, he does not.
Well, then we'll get back to our ship.
Okay.
So,
All right.
are we gonna? Oh, we can't set light to the ship or anything. We can just push it off.
I mean, you can set light to it in some way, or if someone is willing to take a
there'd be an
blast.
explosion. There'd be an
Didn't
explosion.
someone have a dagger of fire or something?
Yeah, but it'd go bang.
Mhm.
Huh.
You know, Finn does have protection from fire.
Even against phlogiston fire, is it magical? Hmm.
I don't know that we can
Protection
start
from
a
fire
fire
when cast on himself is just complete protection from fire damage until it uses up all of the points that it protects for. So yeah, that would protect against phlogiston fire.
But I think we couldn't start a fire because there would just be a bang and the fire would go instantly out. So it'd be like a small fireball.
Bang and the ship's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on where you did it, the ship might, blow up, get disintegrated, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you can try it if you want. If you don't want to, that's fine too.
No.
We can also just basically use our newfound ammo supply, a few of them, and just smash the ship old way.
We could do, or we could just leave it. It's going to be safe now.
Okay. Captain's decision. Everyone okay with that?
It was his decision,
Yep.
yeah.
All right.
As long as we manage
if
to destroy the undead in it, I'm okay with leaving it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you set back off on your travel. So it has been 52 days in the phlogiston already. Let me see. That was not quite filling out the 8th week. But the rest of the week does pass uneventfully, getting you to day 56. So that's the end of the 8th week in the phlogiston.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anything that anyone wants to do for the rest of that week?
Can we?
I would.
Hold on. Braxon started first.
We had the air fouled a bit. We lost 240 man days of air. Can we get our I forgot the name, Hugh 80 to make some smoke after that chip's gone?
They replenish your air supply, and that'll reset you to full. You've got enough her weighty to easily get you to full.
Right. And that works in the phlogiston?
Mm-hmm. It's an innate magical power.
Uh-huh.
All right,
well, that's day 56, though, isn't it?
That gets you through to day 56, yeah. I mean, you can do that on day 56 if you want for record-keeping purposes. It's perfectly fine.
Okay. Thanks.
Solas, you had something that you wanted to do?
Yeah, the poetry competition for the crew.
Okay.
Also, Solas would be interested in checking the items we got.
Okay. Using the slate.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, what do you want to put on first?
Long staff of pale of wood bound with black iron on the end.
All right. So you place that on the slate, and the slate indicates that that is a staff of slinging.
Is anyone on the...
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
Oh, is this a
And,
derelict to your ship?
And the next item would be a pair of pale leather boots lined with white fur of some unknown creature.
All right. So that will have to be done the following day.
Mm-hmm.
And that indicates it is they are boots of the north.
Okay. And on the following day, I would check the book if it if the slate can identify it. If not, then I will just try to then I would try to read it to see if what it is.
Read magic or something.
So that book did not detect, but the slate
Mhm.
does indicate that it is a manual of quickness and action.
Oh,
Oh, you know what you said there, Braxon, about that dexterity book?
I guess Braxon might like that book.
Yeah, Lafdul's definitely liking that book.
I think almost everyone would like that.
mm-hmm. Solas would definitely like, since it would give him a more AC.
I'm just trying to think what it does for me. I get quite a lot.
Now, if the name of the item doesn't actually indicate what, it doesn't give you enough information, you do still need to identify it. So keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So anything you guys want to do with those items for the rest of the week? Basically, you'd have...
I'm joking.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I didn't even hear what you said.
Levels here anyway, so. Was it?
I said read it, but we have to decide whether we get it first.
We can
Yeah, we would
retcon
have to
if
decide who
we-
gets it.
Well,
But
do you
I
want
think
to...
it's safe to say that almost everyone will have interest in it.
Yeah.
We had something on our ship. Was it the we had something on our ship we hadn't fully identified. Was it the? Oh, I'm trying to remember. I was just wondering if we could lift the thing up and put that tile underneath it.
Oh yeah,
That would break it.
old.
What?
Well, it depends on what it is. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
No, I'm struggling to remember it because it was 2 weeks ago.
That thing we used that broke apart. That wheel. That's what you're referring to.
No.
Well, I mean, if you think of it, then we can come back to it. But I honestly don't know what you're talking about. So
Yeah, so same.
No, me neither.
well, I mean, if you think of it, we can come back to it. Solas, yes.
Yeah, just to make sure, Solas would also just for the record keeping, Solas would check with the detect magic if he got the spheres and schools for the items.
Okay. So the book does not give any reading.
Mhm.
Which version of Detect Magic are you using?
I'm going to be using both.
Okay.
We got alteration. We got the things for the stuff and the boots.
I'm asking since they weren't on the Discord listing.
They're on the player sheet.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't give you that information. I expect you guys to write that down. So
The staff.
I'm also guessing I'm also guessing the stones are not magical.
the catapult shot or the gems?
No, the gems.
No, the gems are not magical.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure.
So yeah, Lafdul, you had the schools and spheres written down.
Yeah, alteration enchantment charming combat for the staff slinging and alteration weather for beats to the north.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay. So if there's nothing else that you guys want to do for that week, move on.
The poetry competition.
Right. Yes. All right. So how do you want to handle that?
It was 3-panel stuff. Me, Braxon, and
Ananias,
I think it was the what was the owl's name?
isn't it? Oh.
Glau.
Hularat.
Glau. Yeah,
Glau.
Glau were the
Oh, right.
Glau were the judges,
All right.
and it was basically any crew member that was interested in could participate, and three best would get the prizes.
Okay. So are there any kinds of criteria that you want to set out for the poetry competition? And do any of the other players want to participate?
I'm good.
Only criteria Solas would put is that that they have to perform the poem themselves.
All right.
They can use some poem that is that they have heard somewhere or that they came up with it themselves. Though if they came up with them the poem with themselves and it's good, Solas would give extra points from that.
All right.
Braxon feels it would be unfair of him to compete in this contest because Patar will give him an unfair advantage.
I mean, you are one of the judges, so
There's also that.
There's a conflict of interest here going on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so the you get an assortment of poems from the crew. One of the GIF participates with a raucous drinking song about the joys of gunpowder, where with the expectation that being a drinking song that every verse is supposed to end with everyone in the audience giving a big shout of a boom kind of thing. You get an assortment of bawdy limericks from the human crew, as well as some drinking songs. One of the dwarves steps up with a almost seems like a funeral dirge. It's in Dwarvish.
hey, Solas understands that.
All right, and Braxon, do you understand Dwarvish?
Yeah, Braxon understands Dwarvish.
All right, let me check to see if Glau does. Because I don't remember.
Can Braxon put his ring on one of Glau's toes?
No. But Glau does know Dwarvish. So all three of the judges are familiar with Dwarvish, and it is a poem in honor of honored dead from a battle none of you have heard of, and you get some a couple poems from the Herwadi as well. Generally about the wonders of traveling the Sea of Night and the Phlogiston. How do you want to
Okay.
handle the winner?
Solas, if it's okay with you, I will use my proficiency to see which character would like most. Basically, which presented the poem with the best skill.
Okay, before you do that, Braxon, from
Mhm.
my descriptions, any of those seem like they would be something that you would like, or do you want to ask any questions before you make a decision, make your judgment on your top three?
It was I remember the dwarven one.
Mhm.
I can't remember the exact details of the GIF one.
It was a drinking song about the glory of smoke powder, and each verse is supposed to end with the entire, drinking group giving a loud boom shout at the end of each.
Right.
Yeah.
Content-wise, my favorite was the Dwarven one, but let's see
Yeah.
what
No,
was
I
the.
kind of like the dwarven one as well.
Okay, so Braxon, you'd be putting the dwarf one as the number 1.
Yeah, that Braxton will be voting for the dwarven one to be number 1. Maybe the Hawaii one to be number 2.
Okay.
Because that's exploring,
Mhm.
and the gift one to be number 3.
All right. Solas.
Yeah. Solas is going to be putting the best one, the best for the poem that was basically best in the presentation and rhyming and such, basically following the poetry rules best.
So the best one, the best one technically, in terms of how it was written and recited, would definitely be the GIF drinking song. That GIF has a voice.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite impressive.
Yeah.
Followed by the Herwady and one of the human drinking songs from a technical level.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Hawaii should win if we both put in Hawaii second. But it's up to Glau as well.
Yeah, Glau would prefer the Herwady poem, followed by the dwarven poem, Funeral Dirge, and then the GIF.
Yeah, with the other judges, Solas would agree that the exploration poem it would be good enough to be awarded the first prize.
All right.
And then Solas would vote for the GIF since their presentation was so impressive. And the dwarf would be the third.
Sound good
For
to you,
me.
Braxon?
Well, he's pushed dwarves from first to third, but Glau also pushed the dwarves down third, so I guess that works.
Okay. No, Glau put the dwarves as second.
Oh, we need to arm wrestle in.
Well, Solas is also okay with the dwarf being second since his subject matter was good and it also told a story that Solas hadn't heard before.
Mm-hmm.
Which is important reason why poems and poetry is so good with Ogma.
All right.
You
so
tell stories with them.
you happy with that, Braxon?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you award the winners of the competition.
Yeah, and Solas would basically give a small speech about how poems and poetry are good in entertaining and teaching us new things. For example, that story about the battle was something that was quite interesting, and Solas hadn't heard about it before.
Mm.
And how Ogma appreciates poetry
All
and
right.
storytelling.
That has definitely raised the spirits of the crew, given them quite a bit to talk about, and they obviously spent a lot of time doing it. And there's some new drinking songs making the rounds in the mess hall in the evenings now, or at meal times now.
And that would inspire Solas also to just go around the crew with more and talk about if they know other interesting poems like that Dwarven and Hurwaiti ones.
All right. So you spend a lot of time picking up some new poems and limericks and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm. And would also give presentations of what Solas knows.
All right. So week 9 begins. Is there anything anyone wants to do? I guess we'll go through in order. Braxon, anything that you want to spend time on?
It's
that week?
week 9, so it's not a week to check the hole. Does Solas want to do any weapons training yet, or is Braxon still offering to do that with other people?
Have I finished basically the mining proficiency to the point that I just need to get the points?
Yeah.
Well, in that case, Solas would do some weapon training.
Okay.
All right. So that's what you two will be working on. Ockar, anything that you want to... Well, I guess, Solas, is there anything else that you want to work on?
Just compiling his notes about the previous fear.
Okay.
Basically making them be more presentable and not just be quick notes that he wrote.
Okay.
So dissertation then.
Well, he has to report them to his superiors at some point.
Yeah, so writing them up as a report as opposed to just notes. All right. Ockar, anything that you want to spend that week on?
Still training on flying.
All right.
And Behemoth, you know.
Finn, how about you?
Finn doesn't have anything pressing. He'll probably just tend his plants.
Okay.
Quick question.
Mhm.
Would it help Ockar's flying combat training if Solas would cast fly on someone who could then fly and fight with him in the air?
Not really, because this is more about the riding proficiency. That's what he's working on. So he's
Okay.
It's a mixture of learning to stay on Behemoth's back, get Behemoth to respond to his commands, that kind of thing. So, no, it's mainly about becoming a proficient rider more than anything else.
So let me add on to that. Would it help him at all if Finn was to change into a larger bird and play tag with him in midair?
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, if you like doing maneuvers, and that would definitely help. Yeah. So you could be participating with that.
Okay.
All right. And Lafdul.
Did we... The previous week, obviously Solas was doing the poetry, but that was at the start of the week. That was to go out throughout the entire week, because we entered on the eel ship partway through the week, didn't we?
Yeah.
So I would have done gem cutting that week already done, so this is now the next week.
Yeah.
So I will do more gem cutting. I cannot remember how much gem cutting I can do in a week.
It's 1d10 stones per day, so 7d10.
Did you do appraising on the stones we got?
Yeah. I've added them in a gem thing.
Okay.
70, 10. I've only got 28 I need to do anyway, so I will have them all done.
All right. All right, so that gets through all of the uncut stones that you have.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Actually, I think I've got some personally that I might cut as well. That I can sort out with you. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I mean...
a 10 uncut and Chrysobel?
Chrysobell.
Chrysobell, yeah, barrels.
Yeah. So you got 10 of that?
10 of them, yeah.
That'll fit into that easily, so... All right. So, that will leave you with some time. So after this, you may need to think of something else that you want to work on.
Do is the spell research, but problem is I don't know how long I'm going to be in here for.
I know, isn't that the fun part? I mean, the other thing is that once you get to a crystal sphere, unless it's super tiny, you'll probably have some time getting to a planet.
And it doesn't mean that we instantly get into situation, even if we go to planet that you have to completely stop your spell research.
But that is something for you to think about.
Mhm.
So the week is fairly uneventful. Traveling along the Phlogiston River. There are swirls and eddies and things of that nature. But at the end of the week, on day 63, traveling through the river, the eddies will reveal along this Phlogiston River that you're traveling that there is a small planet of some sort directly in the middle of the river that you're traveling along.
Wow.
Oh, that's interesting.
That seems terrible. Am I the only one skeptical here?
It's a rogue planet.
Oh yeah, by the way, Old.
Mhm.
During this travel, Solas would also experiment with the silver carp figurine. Basically, test the water stream, how much water he can get out of it and such.
Okay. We'll have to cover that later. So yeah, so there's a planet directly ahead of you along this Phlogiston River. You can choose to skirt it if you want. From the distance that you're at right now, it's bluish in color. It's not particularly large, and it does seem to have a handful of small asteroids orbiting it.
Oh, no, that's interesting.
Have we heard of such occurrences in the flow?
Yeah, there are always legends about strange things, rogue planets in the flow.
Solas is interested in exploring it.
Yeah, we should have a mini conference on it. So we can use our bag of money in the Phlogiston, can't we?
Yes.
So Braxon says if we go down to that world, then I guess we put the lowest denomination coins in the bag in case we're down there for several days. I think we should do some observations of. I mean, obviously the Phlogiston River is going to take us towards it. We should take some.
Flyby?
Well, no, I was going to say we should do some observations of the asteroids. Check that they've got stable orbits. And try and ascertain that they are celestial bodies rather than like living things that might come to attack our ship.
Yeah.
So could Braxon try and do a navigation check to try and see that they are regular orbits?
Sure.
Boom, 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 boom. I don't know what the adjustments will be, but boom. Oh, the great thing about my magic items earlier is because that thing didn't hit Braxon, I don't know whether they work.
All right. So you don't have enough reference points to know for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have
Okay.
no idea.
So we're gonna. Well, yeah. I don't know whether we want to separate our ships. If we're going to go in, we probably want to.
I mean, you can
But
get
are we
into.
able-
You can get into. You're not in orbit of the planet
Yeah.
at all yet, so you're still on the approach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should keep as a one ship when we approach it.
Yeah, but if we decide to land, are we able to make our ship orbit the planet in the Phlogiston?
I mean,
Let's find
you can
out.
just,
Let's find out if we
you
can
can. You can
first.
also just have someone on the helm and maintain a stable position.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's go check the thing out.
Okay.
Whoever's on the helm, Braxon would say, keep an eye on those asteroids, see if any of them change courses. And he'll also put people on the watch.
Yeah, we should have our crew as alert status.
Yeah.
All right.
How many asteroids was it again?
You're not sure. There's at least 6 that you can see. There might be some others
Okay.
on the other
All
side
right.
of the planet. There might be some that you just can't make out because of the nature of the phlogiston, that kind of thing.
Okay. All right. Braxon and I have a chat with Glau about trying to keep an eye on all the asteroids and see if any of them seem to be changing course and doing
Didn't
anything.
we have a potion of vision? Didn't you get that, Solas? Doesn't it allow you to see things from really far away? Did we ever ascertain that there was something like that?
Just a moment.
At least I think I vaguely remember you having it, because there was one point when we were talking about trading it, but I didn't do it in the end.
Oil of Sight. I had that, but didn't Oil of Sight give you the true sight?
No, you're thinking of the potion of clarity. Oil of sight gives it extends your vision range, but it's not like
Not
super
2
long
miles.
distance. It's not super
Yeah.
long distance kind of thing.
It's like eagle sight or something.
Yeah, wouldn't really help in a situation where
Mhm.
you basically need the telescope or
Sounds like something we should invest in.
I mean, someone has a spyglass.
yeah,
Yeah,
spyglass.
Braxton's got a spyglass. He's also got a broken spyglass.
I thought you gave me the broken one.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, you've got a broken spyglass.
All right. Well, do you guys want to get into orbit, take a closer look at the planet? Like right now, all you see is a bluish sphere with some asteroid moons.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
should
Things
have a
I
look.
orbiting
think
But-
it's worth the risk getting at least to the orbit.
And we should also check out the asteroid moons in case any of those look interesting.
it. Okay.
Mhm.
So the asteroids themselves appear to be just rocks. You see no foliage on any of them. Without getting really close, you can't tell if any of them have
Yeah.
atmospheres. But from orbit, you can tell that the bluish color of this planet is not due to water, although it does seem to have some small lakes and probably rivers and stuff like that as well. But no, the blue color is from foliage.
Oh,
Wow.
interesting.
Blue plants.
And the world itself is densely covered in foliage, probably forests of some sort. And the terrain does look rather rough and hilly.
I'm just looking at the next part of our riddle, and that's the next part we're looking for.
yeah.
I don't think it's the next part, but
No, but it's something to bear in mind.
Yeah, there's no
no.
like there's no splitting of the Phlogiston River here, so.
And I don't think there's a star in here. But I think it would be still valuable to check the planet. Do a
Yeah,
small
well-
expedition.
Where will we land though? Braxton hasn't got any planetology. Is
There
Glau
were
a
lakes.
Is Glau a planetologist?
No, he is not. He's a
Right.
navigator.
Yeah, so we could come down in a lake.
Is there anything Finn notices from orbit?
In what way? What are you looking for? What do you want to try to notice? Anything like that?
Good places to land the ship. Any place that might have something interesting going on.
You're not seeing any obvious signs of habitation. You do not see any like regular fields. You do not see any cities, villages, any signs of that kind of thing.
Do we notice any extraordinarily large local fauna like dragons or something like that?
Nothing obvious. You'd estimate that this planet is size B or C, somewhere in there. It's much too large to be A. But
Maybe
you're
we could
also
go-
not, like, you also don't have good reference points to get a better idea of its size from where you are right now. Finn, it's a bit of an unusual planet for you. Without getting closer, like into the atmosphere, down on the surface, there's a limit to what you can say because it's not like anything that you've seen before. So, like, kind of you need to get your hands and your eyes close to the things to start saying, okay, so now it looks different, but this is like this thing that I'm familiar with, kind of thing. That said, as far as you can tell, the lakes would probably be fine to land in. You're not really seeing much in the way of obvious clearings that you could put down a land landing ship on.
Question, Ald.
Mhm.
Well, unless Finn sounded like he was going to say something.
Yeah, nothing more than Finn is definitely interested in going down there and seeing what's going on.
Okay. Would the ship supplies that we buy include like fishing nets that we could hang off the back of the dolphin shuttle?
No.
If we went down to a lake.
I mean, I have a net, but I don't know what kind of definition of a fishing net it is.
It's the
It's just-
throwing kind of
You have
net.
you have a fishing net. You could use it in space or in water.
Right. So if we go
it's a
down,
throw
we could,
over and reel in.
Yeah.
so if we
Okay.
land, even if we don't find any treasure, we could probably bring back some nice food for the crew.
I mean, it's
Oh,
covered in
it'll
plants.
be-
Maybe there's edible roots and fruit and berries and nuts and stuff. I mean,
And if the water is drinkable, we could refresh our water supplies.
Yeah.
Well, I'd give the crew time off on this planet if it's safe. Obviously, we could assess
we-
whether or not it's safe.
We can't land the entire ship.
No, but
Also, don't know if the time of we can't really ascertain if the whole planet is safe
Yeah.
or if the landing area is safe enough to give actual time off.
I think if we go down, Finn's the expert in the field.
Hmm.
And it'd be like find stuff to eat and take what we need and that sort of stuff.
I mean, there's
Are we
probably
br-
also wood. So
Yeah, there might be wood. Yeah, Braxon wouldn't mind a bit of wood. Free wood. Might be special phlogiston wood.
I mean, and keep in mind that as long as someone is on the helm of the battle dolphin, you can hover.
Hmm.
Yeah, there is that. Yeah, I'm a bit worried about it dropping out the sky though.
I mean, let's go first with the shuttle.
actually, what colour is our battle dolphin? It's blue, isn't it? Mostly.
I think so. I don't think you guys said that you were painting it a different color.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
wondering how much do we stick out like a sore thumb if we're blue matching with blue? Would be quite well camouflaged.
Yeah, I
Or
suppose so.
difficult, rather.
Yeah.
Well, the planet's a bit more of a deep blue. And yours is a lighter blue. But there's also lots of
Still,
shades of blue down there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Right, should we have a vote on whether we go down with the whole ship or the shuttle? I vote for the shuttle.
I
I'm
vote
good
for
with
the
the shuttle.
shuttle.
Well, the
Shuttle
shuttle's
as well?
got invisibility, so.
Seems unanimous. All right.
Right.
I mean, we can always come down with the bigger ship after we've checked the lake and its nearby area.
Finn, how many people do you think we'll need for loading food and supplies? We got to take enough crew down, obviously.
Depends on how much you want to load, I'd guess, and how long you want to spend doing it.
I don't think we want to
It's
spend
a
too long
little-
here because we're in the middle of the phlogiston, but depends what we find.
I mean, if it's safe, we can always come down with the bigger ship.
There is that, yeah.
and have it hover. So we can just take the normal crew for the shuttle and go with the party.
Okay.
Maybe bring just a few Marines along just to watch the ship while we're exploring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and have Sunfayun in the helm of the shuttle.
5 or 10 Marines.
All right. Well,
Oh, yeah.
first, so keep in mind that standard limits for the ship is more for long-term travel. Like even
Yeah.
though your ship can hold, the crew is capacity is 20.
Yeah.
You could put 40 on it if you don't mind
Yeah,
taking that many away from the battle dolphin kind of thing. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, I was also thinking we don't want to take 2 men off the battle.
I think the normal crew plus 5 Marines to keep them safe while we explore the nearby areas of the lake.
Yeah.
I mean, they can be on the center of the lake or even hover above the lake if they feel it's safer that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
All right. So how many crew members? Regular crew, or her weighty? What do you want to take?
Oh, was it 20 for the normal crew size of the shuttle?
Yeah. So the minimum crew needed for the shuttle is 4, which includes the helmsman. And the normal maximum capacity is 20, but that's considered that's how much you would
Long
normally
term.
put on for food and to have 4 months of travel. You're just going down to a planet.
How about this, Braxon? 15 crew and 5 Marines. So 20 in all.
Okay. Well, yeah. All right. So we're taking 20 people.
Hot sauce. 26.
Are we bringing down 2 helmsmen?
I think
Worst-
1 is enough.
Right.
Worst case
if-
scenario, any of
if-
us can go on the helm.
Yeah, we have plenty of us who can go into helm once we get back to the ship if needed.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want the dwarves or the GIF as Marines?
Dwarves, I think. The GIF will be tempted to use their guns.
Oh yeah, we're still in the flower, aren't we?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
All right.
Well, that's an interesting thought when you're on a planet.
Yeah.
What is the breakdown of the 15 remaining crew? Do you want all humans? Do you want all Haredi? Do you want a mix?
Hawaii? Anyone?
Yeah,
you're the
Haredi
captain.
works for me because
Yeah.
if all else fails, that's emergency air if something goes critically wrong.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
need.
Well, if we go into the air and the air's poisonous, then they might be able to get us out of the air.
Okay. Any of the named NPCs you want to come down specifically, or do you want to leave them back up on the ship?
Should we let Glau come down? I think he's been on an away mission.
We'll ask Claire if he wants to come down.
He'll come down, yeah.
Sulfayun for the helm, of
Right.
course. Margot, we could ask Margot if she wants to come
Yeah.
down with the ship, but I think she should stay in the ship and make sure that everything is okay.
All right, she'll stay on the ship
Yes.
then. I mean, she's always interested in going places, but at the same time, if you think it's best for her to stay on the ship to aid it, then she'll do that.
I think it's up to Margoth.
Yes,
Solas
it is, but you can also indicate
Yeah.
what your preference is.
Yeah, Linnaeus we want to leave on the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
Linnaeus is a very skilled commander.
yeah, I think Leva's probably going to come down with us and maybe stay on the ship.
Leva is going to be again Schrodinger's Leva. She's there but not
Leva,
there
Moral
until she
support.
needs to be
Yeah.
there because her player's here, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Leva has Pemi Serman and
That goes-
Terna Ter cast on her.
And that also goes for all of you. If one of you is gone for the day, I'm not going to be like, you come back in the middle of a fight, another session later, and be like, and I'm not going to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, you stayed on the ship, so you can't participate." No, that's
Yeah.
that's rude.
Okay.
But I also don't want to have to deal with tracking
Yep.
spells and items and stuff like that. All right.
It's good. It's good to think that Leva has the Terna Ter spells for these occasions.
All right,
Yeah.
so the PCs, 5 dwarves for protection, the Herwadi, 15 Herwadi for crew, Sun Fayun is helmsman, and Glau to keep an eye on things.
And Margoth to keep eye on things.
No,
on the ship.
Margoth is staying up on the
Yeah.
Battle dolphin.
Ah.
Is that what you wanted, or did you want her to come down? I thought.
I suggested that Margoth would come come with the shuttle.
Oh, I thought you said the opposite.
Yeah.
I think Margot should stay on the ship because she would be the only priest on that ship, technically speaking.
That's
The only
probably
one
a
that
good
can
idea.
heal.
That's a very good idea. She should stay. Yeah.
All right.
Anyone else got an opinion?
All right, that sounds pretty good. All right, so you get the Dolphin shuttle prepared to travel down to this planet and set off, and after a few minutes enter the atmosphere. And I need everyone to make a saving throw versus poison.
Okay, this is a very short trip on the planet.
Well, wait until I tell you what the results are from your saving
It
throw.
might just be a hallucinogenic air or something. What was it? Same throw versus
Poison.
does Arca need to roll?
Do we have our things somewhere so that I can click on them?
They're at the top.
No.
But I'm just rolling anyway.
I take it wisdom doesn't.
No, wisdom does not apply.
Lafdul's a natural at this, apparently.
I'm happy to tell you that this is a purely physical, real thing, not magic. So,
Oh.
Save versus poison.
I wonder if it's like an atmosphere thing.
Yeah, I mean, you just
what?
entered the atmosphere, so.
So I might be getting random pluses for the ring and the cloak.
Isn't
But
it
we
your
haven't-
highest modifier from them?
Yeah, it's the highest modifier.
Well, we haven't
Who's got the...
we haven't worked out they're not cursed yet.
Yeah,
No,
just roll and old will tell if it's succeed
I
or not.
know. I'm just reminding him.
You've got +1 or +2 on your cloak. I know
Alright.
one of you got +2.
No, that's what the spell tells us, but we don't know if it's cursed yet.
Well, yeah, I'm sure Aldo will adjust it.
All right, so
Yeah.
let's see. Solas saved. Ockar stepped away, so he'll have to make the save when he comes back. Solas succeeded. Lafdul succeeded. Finn failed, and Braxon failed.
Right,
Leva?
failed, yeah.
Again, she'll roll if she shows up.
Oh.
Otherwise, it doesn't matter. All right, so
It's Schrödinger's.
Finn and Braxon and the dwarves. You get
The
very
dwarves?
congested.
Hmm.
Start sneezing a lot.
Yeah.
It feels very much like hay fever.
Oh.
So there's something in the atmosphere that you're mildly allergic to. Lafdul and Solas, you're fine.
Yeah,
Uh,
Lafdul
Yeah,
will
so
comment to Finn that this reminds me of my spell that I recently taught you.
Sun Fayun is
Solas-
fine. Glau
Finn
is
will
fine.
sneeze
and
on him.
The Herwadi are
Aw.
fine. The dwarves are affected. And this is going to be, for the duration of being on this planet, -1 penalty to attack rolls and armor class.
Nice.
So Solas, since there's clearly lots of pollen in the air, Solas, just to be safe, wraps a cloth on his face.
Lafdul's going to try and use healing proficiency, and Harbler's, considering he's not affected, I assume that I could concentrate enough to see if I can come up with some kind of remedy that could at least alleviate their symptoms temporarily for a fight. like use this before fighting, you'll have reduced symptoms.
All right, go ahead and roll a healing proficiency check.
You're going to get us to wash our noses out with holy water.
Well, Lafdul does care occasionally.
Unfortunately, you
Not in this
do not
case.
have the means. No.
Yeah.
I would require better tools than just healer's bag.
So what we need is some honey.
All right. So,
this plan.
how do you guys feel about continuing on? Is this
Wait,
acceptable?
Sunfire affected.
Sun Fayun was not affected.
Oh, good. Our
Neither
helmsman
were any of the
stopped sneezing.
Herwadi or Glau. The dwarves were.
Okay, maybe we leave the dwarves on the ship and we take 5 of the Huati with us.
Tell you what, it's gonna
We
be
brought the
miserable.
dwarves to watch the ship while we're here, while we're off doing things
Oh,
anyway.
okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I think the plan was that just a party goes to explore.
Braxon will say to Finn, okay, we'll just see if there's anything useful here and keep this as short as we can.
Finn is going to try dampening a cloth and putting it over his face.
Okay. Let me
Just to
roll.
filter out the pollen or anything like that.
Let me roll to see if that that helps. That does not help, unfortunately.
Do you know any animal forms that would be better adjusted? I mean,
I'd have to see what animals are here first.
All right, so you go ahead and land in one of the lakes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can Finn still detect if the water is drinkable?
I mean, he'll be able to try. We'll put it that way. All right, so you land the dolphin shuttle in the lake. Do you want to land close to shore or like out in the middle, kind of thing?
should we just wait on the ship for a little bit to see if anything happens?
Yeah, but
Do we want to land
it's where we
on the
landed.
middle end?
When you say the middle, how far away is it from the land in like minutes? Is it like 5 minutes? An
You've selected a lake that's about a mile across, kind of thing.
She asked a
Yeah.
thought.
We can land in the middle, I think.
How do we power our ship if we're on the... Can we still technically spelljam, or do we have to do actual sailing?
You can spell jam through the water, yes. The spell jamming helm can
Watercraft or
push it through
something,
water.
I don't know.
And even if they couldn't, they just could raise in the air a bit and then fly.
Well, also it's got sails. You can sail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your crew know how to sail the ship. They're sailors.
Let's land in the middle of the water. Braxton's going to be trying to clear his eyes and his nose and have a look around with a spyglass for sea monsters.
All right.
Or say to Finn, would this be more useful with you for the moment?
Well, Finn will first look at him and go, it's awfully hard to find sea monsters in a lake.
No, there might
That's
be
why
lake
they're
monsters.
lake monsters.
There might be
Lake
lake
monsters.
yeah.
And
Well, the
Finn
first
wouldn't
thing,
mind scanning the shoreline just to see
Finn,
what he sees.
you might want to
Braxton.
like pull up a bucket of water and check the water first, like as a first thing.
Yeah, I could do that too.
Okay. This water is fresh. It seems drinkable. You're not, as far as you can tell, there's nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
Fresh lake water. Oh.
Okay.
And
we
then
get some crew.
Finn, you start surveying the shoreline with the spyglass.
Old.
Just to see if I notice any movement or anything.
Yes, Solas.
Since this is technically a normal ship, also, I think there would be tools to help see if how deep is this to a certain extent.
plumb line.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's pretty easy to make anyway with just some ropes and stuff like that.
Yes. Solas would measure the depth of the lake.
Yeah. You're looking at about 80 feet deep here in the center.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there might be things that are too deep for us. Like,
Well, and it could vary. I mean, this is just right where you are. The water is fairly clear, all things considered. It doesn't appear murky or anything like that. So you can see things that look like fish swimming around. You'd probably have to try to get some up before you could verify whether it is actually a fish or whether it's something else that just looks like a fish.
Lafdul.
Hold on. Finn, surveying the shoreline. You can see some movement of animals. They're substantially different than what you are familiar with, but there are some similar forms, like they tend to be quadrupedal and stuff like that. You would definitely need to get closer to see if they're like mammals or other things that just are similar or something like that. They do appear to be colored appropriately to help blend in with the blue of the trees. The tree trunks are kind of a dark, almost you'd guess a dark blackish color or bluish black kind of thing in terms of the bark. Although this also varies, the shades specifically vary, and the leaves are very blue. And again, you'd need to get onto shore to start figuring out more about like edibility and stuff like that.
Oh, I would relay what I saw and just say.
Want to move now, or should we get some water first?
Solas is interested in doing something first, but I was going to ask if Lafdul had one of those continual light stones, or someone else.
Oh, that's a good point, because I'm not carrying them in my pouch.
Solas would be interested in checking if we could detect anything by putting one of those stones on the bucket and lowering the bucket into the water.
I would not be carrying them, because they would be cancelling each other out. I would have left them inside the pouch and not taken the pouch.
Did it Braxon have a continual lightstone
Well,
in his lantern?
In his lantern. Yeah, I don't know if Braxon would have brought the lantern. I suppose he would have.
I mean, it would be adventuring gear.
Yeah, it's your standard equipment. Whereas
but he's not going to put his lantern under the water.
No, not the lantern. Just the stone.
Yeah,
stone into bucket and lower the bucket.
See if they're attracted to the light, I assume.
So if something grabs the bucket, then his continual light lantern doesn't work anymore.
Well, we can always make you a new continual light stone, but we don't have the spell currently memorized.
Is that how it works, Ald? Is there just a stone inside the lantern, or is it something different?
It's basically just something inside is enchanted with continual light, yes.
Yeah, but is it fixed to it?
No, it's removable.
Okay, all right. And we can attach that to the bucket.
I mean, you just put it in the bucket.
Yeah, put it in
the
bucket.
No, because it would wash out the bucket. Braxon would want to tie it to
you can tie it.
The bucket or the rope. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you have rope use. You're pretty,
Yep.
You can tie things.
Yeah. And I just don't like the idea of putting something that Braxon owns in a bucket and hoping it doesn't fall out the bucket.
I mean, it's up to you.
We'll just make you a new one.
Okay.
We're high-level characters at this point.
Braxon. Yeah, well, you can make your own stuff if you want to lose stuff. Braxon's going to put that in the bucket and then drop the bucket in the water. What are we trying to do? Attracting some loving fish?
Well, see if there's anything that gets attracted by the light, and also if we can just see anything in the water a bit deeper.
You forgot
sir.
something very obvious.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't your fish shine light or reflect light or something? It has a light effect.
It can be used to blind creatures.
Yeah, but wouldn't that ultimately act like a shiny object?
And it reflects light of its scales.
Okay.
It
Uh,
needs the command word for it to activate.
Okay. At this time, the bucket's under the water. Braxton's going to put Hootenay. Is it Hootenay?
Uluru, if you mean the roll.
Hulurat. Hulurat. Braxton's going to put Hulurat on watch.
All right. Okay, so you start lowering the bucket into the water with the continual light object tied to it. That actually seems to scare the fish away.
Okay.
Okay, so there's nothing too big in the nearby area that is attracted to light.
All right. Braxton's going to pull that up and put that back in his lantern.
All right.
And he wants to order a couple of. He's going to say to Finn, "Do you want to go in now, or should we load up with water and try and catch some fish, and then go in a bit?"
Well, the crew
I
can
figure
always.
the
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I figure the crew can worry about the water while we're on shore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Would they be able to do some fishing from near the shore?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
the ship is gonna. Your ship itself is not going to go all the way into shore because it's going to get too shallow.
Yeah.
Um,
No,
And
I'm figuring.
you have a rowboat on board. I mean, I think that's standard equipment for a ship of this type.
Yeah. No, I'm figuring we should. Finn's the expert with nature, so we should defer to Finn unless someone really needs to do something else.
Okay.
Okay, let's head in a bit. How far do you want us to take us in, Finn?
Well, let's just get to the shore and to the tree line first, and then take it from there.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, but better not make too grand plans before we get to the shore.
Okay. So, you get the dolphin shuttle as close to shore as comfortable. You can definitely see the lake bed beneath you now, and during that time, the crew has managed to fish up a few of the fish-like creatures underwater,
Mm-hmm.
and give you a chance to examine them. They have more than 2 eyes, and the eyes seem to flash almost kaleidoscopically at you as it's there, kind of like you're holding it and flopping. And the scales are very, very iridescent and feel almost crystalline in nature. Otherwise, it seems mostly fish-like.
Mm-hmm.
Finn, do you have animal lore or anything like that?
I have a granted power identifies plants, animals, and pure water with perfect accuracy.
Yeah, that will work with things that you know. I mean, obviously, water is water. So this is a little bit outside of your expertise in terms of animals. So go ahead and give me a wisdom check at half your score, please.
Okay. So that would mean I need 9.
Okay. You're not sure if these are edible or not.
I will make a mention of that.
Specifically, it's like, you've never encountered this before, you don't know. So
Has anyone got the cooking skill? I know Leva has.
Finn does.
Can you try cutting one up? If they're not edible, we should put the rest back before they die.
I mean,
you're doing this with the first one that you've caught, kind of thing. So because the crew isn't going to be like fishing up dozens and dozens of fish before they know whether it's worthwhile.
Yeah.
They are interesting things to study.
Cooking's not gonna help at this point.
I mean,
No. Okay.
I've got a ring of regeneration. Worst case scenario, I'm in a world of hurt for a while, but I won't die from it. So I will try some sashimi, I guess. Sashimi is sashimi, isn't it?
Sashimi is the raw fish.
Well, Finn
Yes.
could cook it for you first if you want.
Well, it's a little
yes,
difficult.
Oh, that's true. We can't do fire.
Yeah.
That's why I was like,
You would have to
Actually-
you would have to have heat metal.
I
Yeah, I
do have
mean-
heat metal actually.
What would be, well, and even that wouldn't necessarily cook it. Because anything that you would do with this would involve drying the fish, or
Right.
salting it or something like that.
or vinegar
yeah.
or something. Like some kind of pickling agent. I mean, you can have sashimi with a pickling agent or
Yeah.
something to emulate it.
Yeah, basically, I mean,
Okay.
you need to preserve it in a way that does not cook it, kind of thing. But yeah, Lafdul, if you want to give a shot, see if it kills you.
Kills me. Yeah, I'll guinea pig this.
All right.
I have neutralized poison if necessary.
Yeah, I mean, so do I, but I mean, I'm hoping.
I
my
mean,
ring
you
regeneration
don't
will
really
just...
get it. You can't really cast neutralized poison on yourself while
No.
you are foaming.
All right.
Depends how fast acting is.
Go ahead and give me a saving throw versus poison.
My save is pretty good actually for a priest. It's 7, I think. Oh wow, failed by 1.
Yeah, but you do have protection ring, protection item, don't
Nope.
you?
I'm the
Oh.
only one who doesn't have any ring or amulet or cloak.
Do I have
Alright.
to use my neutralized poison?
So you rush to the edge of the shuttle
chum the
and
water.
just lose everything that's in your stomach over the edge. And you're going to be feeling queasy for
Not
a
edible.
fair bit of time. You would say that it's not edible. It was a pretty immediate reaction. So for a while, until I basically tell you otherwise, -2 to armor class, -2 to attacks.
Yay.
As you're feeling very, very queasy.
Why don't we get the person who's immune to poison to try and disease?
Well, see, part of the problem is that if he's immune to it, then he could eat it, and he might not be affected by it, and then you're like, hey, it's good, and then everyone starts eating it, and then everyone gets sick.
Does that mean you can eat
Do you-
food that
Do you
we
think I
can't
could help
eat?
Lafdul with my once a week lay on hands that removes illness?
This
No, not at this
disease.
point. This is just
I'm just weakened
yeah.
for a while.
Does
but-
does Ockar need to check if he's
Yes.
congested or not?
I need you to roll a saving throw versus poison, Ockar, because you had stepped away when the party entered the atmosphere.
Okay. I'm good.
Okay. Yep. You're not affected by the whatever the pollen is or whatever it is that is giving people the equivalent of something like hay fever. All right.
Weak.
So, you can put on shore. Give me just a second. All right. So you put on shore with the rowboat. The crew will, for now at least, until you've gotten done a quick survey of the shore area. They'll start by collecting water, filling up barrels and stuff like that.
I take it we've told the crew not to catch those fish.
Yeah, at this point.
Oh, they
does
saw
it-
my reaction.
Did it look
Oh,
like
you
there's
know.
any other? And Braxon to say, don't take any buckets of water near where Lafdul was.
Yes.
I think crew would
Disseminated.
think that to themselves.
So as you've gotten closer to the shore, there are some there's definitely insects flying around, and these do appear to be fairly normal insects, although
Kind.
more iridescent, carapaces of greens and blues than you might be used to. Same thing with the wings. What was that, Lafdul?
I was wondering if they're the annoying kind, like muzzies and stuff.
No biting insects so far. There's a number of dragonflies and similar
So they
things.
like lakes and stuff, fresh water.
Yeah.
If we do start running into biting insects, I have a way to take care of that.
Cool.
Of
Brax is going to say to the spellcasters, do any of you need fish for spell components?
No.
no.
Doesn't mean that those fish might not have some potential uses in spellcasting, but
Those scales
that would
might be
require
valuable.
study, since they are quite special kind.
Or
Alright.
should we just head inwards?
I will mention to Solas and Finn, we could probably replace some of our. We should be on the lookout to replace some of our spell components here, if it's possible. We might have to test them now.
I mean,
Might
Solas is
find-
already planning taking some plant samples.
Some blue roses or something.
Well, Finn's in charge. What do you want us to do?
So Finn is going to walk up to where the tree line starts.
Okay.
Motioning for everybody else to stay back, and he's going to put a hand on one of the trees and just listen for a few minutes.
Okay. The bark feels a little bit more crystalline than you're used to. And are you closing your eyes, or are you keeping your eyes open?
I'll close my eyes.
Okay. You can hear the sounds of what you think might be birds. There's definitely a breeze blowing through the leaves, and the leaves seem to tinkle and rattle more so than kind of the normal sounds of a breeze through leaves that you're used to.
High-pitched.
Interesting.
There is undergrowth. There's grass-like stuff, and it crunches a little bit more than you're used to underfoot. And further in, it does look like it can get fairly thick with undergrowth.
Solas cuts few of the blades of grass that crunch more and see if there's any noticeable difference in their texture.
They seem a bit more crystalline. They actually kind of remind you of like elven ship, like the wing growths on your flitter.
Yeah, Solas will mention this to others.
But they're also still pretty flexible, all things considered. Less flexible than normal grass.
Yeah, I basically showed the blades of grass that I got to Finn and Lafdul, since they both have herbalism.
So, Finn, after a few moments of listening, you open your eyes, and just at that moment, the light from the phlogiston filtering through the leaves kind of dazzles you for a second, but you kind of shake that off and look around a little bit more. At your feet, there's something that reminds you of a nut or an acorn.
I'll pick that up.
Okay.
Take a closer look.
It's definitely shelled. If you crack that open and look inside, you might be able to get a better idea of what this might be.
I'll do that.
All right. Definitely reminds you of something of a mixture between an acorn and a walnut. There is definitely some meat inside, and give me a wisdom check at half your score. There's going to be a modifier to this, though. This is edible.
So he'll take a taste of it real quick.
It's tangy, but also nutty. It's very different than what you're used to, but seems okay.
Does the
I'll
nut
show it to the
see-
others.
Does the nut have a similar crystalline things inside it or its shell?
The shell is more crystalline, but the meat seems fine.
Braxon's
Well,
gonna.
Braxon, go ahead.
Braxon's gonna say to Finn, if this stuff's all crystalline, do you think the wood's gonna be stronger?
That would remain to be seen.
Okay.
You could
Braxton
probably
say,
find
well,
a fallen branch pretty easily,
Yeah,
Finn, if you want to
well,
take a look at that.
that's what Braxton's gonna look for when Finn's okay with it.
All right, so
Yep.
the two of you pick one up. Just like look around some of the trees, find one not too far away. The bark is crystalline. The wood itself seems pretty normal. It's blue in shade rather than normal wood shade. Kind of a pale blue. But otherwise, it seems pretty normal woody texture.
Okay.
Was the crystalline texture in the grass, was it on the outer layers or in the insides?
More so the outer layers. It's just
Okay.
grass, so it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Grass is quite thin.
Yeah.
Well, there are some thicker grass plants. Well, Solas hypothesis that the plants here seem to grow some kind of crystalline protective shell to themselves.
Finn will say it's probably due to being in the phlogiston.
Yeah, that would be
I
possible
mean,
reason.
the lighting is completely different for them, so
It's
Right.
also just a completely different type of plant and everything. Like,
yeah.
Braxton's gonna try and snap a bit of dead wood, so he can try and sort of get an idea. Is it weaker than normal wood? Is it stronger than normal wood? Is the bark sharp? Does bark cut your fingers or anything?
the bark is much more abrasive. You do think that if you were working with the bark for a while, it would definitely abrade your fingers more than normal bark would. But it's not sharp. It's not cutting your hands. And the wood itself seems about what you'd expect. It's well within the normal ranges of wood that you're familiar with.
Yeah.
Solas they starts gathering number of different plant samples, like pieces of that bark and pieces of fallen branches and such, because he wants to try and later on isolate that crystalline and figure out what it is.
All right.
While they're doing this, I'm keeping a lookout to make sure nothing tries to ambush us or anything.
Okay. You've also
Just
started to
keeping guard.
see some flying creatures that are similar to birds. They have beaks, but they also have scales and like leathery wings. Otherwise, the body form is pretty bird-like. They're avoiding you. Some of them are going after the flying insects around, hopping on the tree branches and chirping, and generally seem pretty inoffensive.
Well, if they don't seem dangerous, Solas will keep his mind that there is some creatures around, but mostly focus on gathering plant samples.
Braxton's gonna talk to Finn, and he's gonna say, "Well, I think working with this stuff might wear my tools down a bit because it's got quite a rough texture. But do you druids need to do anything with natural wood? Maybe some of this stuff would be useful for you."
Not really, no.
So you could probably chop down a tree or two if you wanted some extra wood for things like shaped wood. It would take a lot more work to plane it and turn them into actual log, like boards. But you could try that. There would be tools for that on board the ship. Also, Finn, you notice a bit further in There's a bush that might have some berries on it.
Okay. Finn will go in and check that out.
Okay. While he's doing that, Lafdul, what were you about to ask?
Alternate roll spellcraft for whether or not if I made a statue out of the wood material, would it be more crystal or wood? Or would it be an homogeny of both?
It would be wood.
Oh, well,
It's not crystalline enough to be crystal.
For my land sample, just to make sure, I will also gather if there's any flowers and possibly try to dig some roots.
There aren't any flowers right around here.
Okay. Well, I'll mention to others if they see flowers, they might be interesting to study.
So Finn,
Okay.
you get to the bush. The leaves are very translucent. If you hold one up, light easily passes through it. But you do find some small berries on them. Go ahead and give me a wisdom check at half your score.
Okay. That's going to be a no.
Yeah, you're not sure if these are edible.
Lafdul, do you want to check?
I've already thrown up half my stomach. What do you try?
I
He'll
can start
start.
the Ring of Regeneration.
So, I mean, you're also someone that can be raised.
So
Finn's
Finn
like,
will
yep.
just split one of the berries in half with his knife,
Mhm.
and just observe, see what he sees.
It's juicy. It's blue in shade. The skin of the berry is a little bit tougher, so if this is edible and you decided to collect them, you'd probably need to skin them before eating them, just to for ease of eating them and stuff like that.
Okay. Finn will try pressing one against his tongue,
Okay.
one of the halves, and just let it sit there for a little bit, just to see if he detects any bitterness or.
It's sour. No bitterness. And it tastes kind of like strawberry, but more sour, like the sourness of a lemon.
Interesting.
You don't feel any ill effects.
Okay, he will try eating one then.
All right. Go ahead and give me a saving throw versus poison. Let's see if the dice like you this time. All right. You feel perfectly fine. Actually,
Okay.
seems pretty good.
And Anghammarand bought reroll for Finn.
All right, let's put that on the list.
While Finn's doing that, can I have Braxon searching for those walnuts or whatever they were?
Yeah, you can start collecting up some of them. You can get some crew over to start collecting them if you wanted as well.
Yeah, we'll get Finn to check them all out before we eat any of them.
All right. But there's definitely not enough right here to make a huge impact on your food stores. But so far, you have found two things that are edible: these nuts and the berries.
Okay.
Might need to range out further if you want to find more.
Yeah. Finn will start leading everyone through the forest then and see what we find.
Okay.
Is there...
And it's about time to take our break. So, when we come back in about 10 minutes, Finn will be leading the party through the woods of this strange rogue planet in the Phlogiston. See what there is. See if there's any edible plants that you can partake in.
Mhm.
So we will be
Oh,
back.
laugh.
Yeah,
I say Lafdul found the purgative, just piece of fish.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, if it's if something's poisonous, just eat something else poisonous that makes you lose your lunch. It's fine. It works just great. Call
I
them
mean, the
Fish of
difference.
Ipecac. That's their
I
new
mean,
name.
I mean, the difference between poison and medicine is, in many cases, the dosage.
Exactly. All right, so we'll be back in about 10 minutes, everyone. A good time to stretch your legs, get something to drink, and we will see you shortly.
See you on the other.